Hey everyone, welcome to December. Happy holidays to you all. So, I'm going to give you an overview of the energies and astrology of 2026. Um, so, basically, since the pandemic, since 2020, things are fundamentally different. Like we will never be going back to the way things were. Like it's just things are different, right? Like our awareness is different, our interactions with things. Like we're just sort of in a stage where like we've collectively moved into a new energy. And so the energy and what we're going through right now in 2026, like we are in the thick of it. We are in like it's like we're still climbing mountains and stuff. Things are still we still have more things to kind of go through, but like this is the crux of like what's of the change that's happening, of the change of the consciousness, of like like fundamentally how we interact with people in the world. So it's but that doesn't but what that means is that with the support of the planets, it's like what we put our energy into these days is amplified, right? So if you're going to focus on fear, then that's going to be amplified. If you're going to focus on love and sort of trusting in your own power and your own sort of goodness, that is also going to be amplified, right? So it's like pay attention to where you're putting your energy these days, because it really makes a difference. There's this huge support system happening right now, which can feel intense. It can feel like unsettling, right? And so it's like really like what are the things that you need to do to take care of yourself, to take care of your nervous system, to really just bring yourself into a place of yes, change is hard. Yes, change is difficult. Yeah, I don't know where we're landing, but if you still trust in the goodness of people, if you still trust in just that there is something. I'm always very careful about the language I use because I don't want to offend anybody. But if you have a belief in something greater than the earth, right? Like whether it's God, the universe, source, divine, the creator, whatever that word is for you, right? Like if you have some sort of awareness of like something greater than just the fallible human, love and light and goodness, right? Like then that's like leaning into that, leaning into your guides, leaning into whatever support system, your friends that you have, your family, right? Like will really go a long way right now, right? Isolating ourselves is just puts you into your head and spins you into the crazy more and more. So I have a bunch of notes here, so I'm going to be kind of looking down here. So 2026 is a lot about action. There's kind of like these four main time periods this next year, which are kind of like these activation or these trigger points that will really kind of push us all collectively into a new energy. So what we are going from is this time of, so what Pluto being in Capricorn for that time period where like the government just really sort of went through a big kerfuffle, is like that was also about like us wanting to feel powerful, right? Like, or, like really going into the, like, the energies of what is this, power outside of us. And what we are now moving into is being power filled or powerful, full of our own power. This is a time of really recognizing that we have this. It's like this isn't, there's not going to be this point of salvation or this point where something outside of us is going to fix things. This year is really about like us taking ownership and us feeling power from the universe and utilizing it for ourselves, right? Like, it's like, how can we, like for me as a body worker, like I'm always like, how can I help people find the wisdom inside of themselves for their own healing, right? Like, our bodies are so amazing. They're powerful. Our thoughts affect our body. Our energy affects our body, right? Like, so our health a lot of times isn't about like physical issues. Our health is about like, what is the mental state and what is the energetic state that we are in that is feeling incongruent, that is not resonance with our body. This is with our own energy. This is what we're really going to be stepping into in a big way this next year for 2026, which I think is exciting. I know it's going to be like a lot, but it also is kind of really cool. So taking care of your nervous system, really important, and paying attention to what you're focusing on. Again, if you're focusing on fear, that's going to be magnified. So really, it's like, so focusing on love and connection. These are like two really big themes for me for this next year. So as far as like the time frames for 2026 that are significant, it's going to start in January. So the week of January 20th, 26, there's this really strong Mars activation time period. So it's it's a lot of energy. It's kind of like a powerful push, which again can feel really uncomfortable when you're being asked to be pushed out of your comfort or being asked to do something totally different, right? Which is like, we kind of like our comfort. We like to know what's happening, right? Like, so again, like just really being, paying attention to what is it that you want? Like, you can think of December or up until this time period, up until January 20th, like really start to focus on like, what is it that's important to me? Where are my value systems? Like, get support if you need support to help you work through some of these things. But things right at the moment are kind of settled for December, and like really focus on, and so it's a time to kind of go inward and to really sort of pay attention to what your needs are, what's important. Like, what is jumping in your mind right now that would be fun or would be exciting or would be nurturing for yourself, right? Because starting in January is when the rubber hits the road, right? Like, start to get like time for action. Okay, the next activation period is February 16th through March 3rd. And this time period is more about like breakthroughs. It's like the eclipse season. So there's going to be like these, like a lot of times of reflections, times like eclipses are about like, like things get darker, right? Over like the light gets dimmed and so it's like, so what is in the shadows, right? So it's a time to kind of really pay attention to, what's underneath some of the energies that you're not always paying attention to. So the next time period, so that's the second one, February 16th through March 3rd. The next one is April 13th through 26th. So we will have 7 planets in Aries during that time period. This is very unusual. Aries is fiery, it's ignition, it's movement, it's like kind of it's similar to the January time period with all the Mars energy, but this one there's even more oomph. And so it's like a time of action. Like, there's going to be a lot of movement in April, collectively, individually. And again, this can be super exciting, or it can be really unsettling, right? So what is it that you need to take care of yourself? And I'll kind of get into that in a little bit. And then the final activation period or trigger point time is July 15th through 26th. And this one is more of a accelerated evolutionary process, right? This has a little bit different kind of focus to it. So it can be sort of scary or it could be liberating, right? Like, but it's a really deep spiritual shift. It's going from, you know, are we always looking for salvation outside of us, or are we recognizing that we are filled with power? We are powerful. We are full of our own power. And but not power on an ego sense, but power on a, how do I want to say this? It's like just like, we're amazing. Like, just recognizing that we have, when we utilize our energy in a way that is for good, that is for connection, it is for communication, it's for love, and that when we feel filled with love, when we're full of the light and the love of the divine, of the creator, of nature, of just love, right? Like, you love your pets, you love your parents, you love your partner, right? Like, it's just, or you love trees, right? Like, when you feel that love and we radiate that sense of peace and that sense of connection with all things, that's incredibly powerful for each of us to find, like, what is it that fills us? What is it that brings us to our truth? And we all have different truths. This isn't about like looking at the neighbor and sitting there going, well, they've got something and I don't. It's about like, what is it that will bring us to feel more alive and more connected with all things, right? Like, that's what's being asked of us right now. And so it's like 2026 is sort of the end of our apprenticeship. Like, we've been developing the human condition and the human, like all of these, it's like, we always feel so separate. And what we are doing is we're being asked to feel how we're connected, separate and connected, right? Like, I'm always just like, how do we feel like we are human, we are divine souls in a human body. So what does that mean to be a spirit in physical form? And like, how do we merge those two things, right? Like, this is what's kind of really gonna sort of show up for people if they're paying if they're not filled with fear. Like, this is kind of like, like just recognizing like the power that we have, not to take over and not to be like power over, but power within, to lift up others who need support, right? Like, so this is kind of like, the Aquarian energy is this humanitarian energy of working, of connecting and being being like, just sort of like that we're all interacting with each other. We are not just separate from our next door neighbor. Our next door neighbor's energy is affecting us, right? Like, they're not there just for a cup of sugar. They're there to like really like, how you doing, right? Like, there's an energetic exchange that's happening all the time. So anyway, after this July time period, there is more things happening, but really like 80% of the drama is going to be over after July. Wait. Yes. So once July hits, like, the rest of the year is going to be just sort of normal astrological stuff. So there's just kind of, hang on to your hats on some level. Like, we're like, get all your tools ready and stuff, because it's just like, there's going to be a lot of shifting and changing. It's like learning, like we're going to be riding the waves. So what I want to say about that is, so here's another thing that I want to say. Like, some of these astrological, conversations, I like to say, like when the planets are talking to each other and we're in the middle of the conversations, right? We're being affected by the conversations of the planets. What is part of these conversations is that we're like, so Saturn and Uranus, for example, are two planets that are very different. One's about structure and one's about like freedom. Saturn's about structure and Saturn's about like having things to be status quo. Uranus is about freedom and uh, things being different and like revolutionary breakthroughs and stuff. But they're going to be having conversations that are compatible. Like they're going to be, it's like this, the planets are going to be showing us how to collaborate, how to be mature and like we need structure. We need things. We need to have like patterns and rules and stuff. But how can we have structure in a new form, right? Like this is what the conversation. It's like we're combining the old with the new. It's not just old and just new. It's not, so it's like, how are we collaborating with these different energies and having conversations, right? Like to me, that feels so important. Like I feel like we're not talking these days. We're just standing on two sides of the room and just yelling at each other about, I'm right, no, I'm right, you know? And so it's just like, how do we come together with our loved ones? How do we come together and listen from our heart, from a place of like, we all have a story that needs to be heard. And we all want a better future. We all want a better future, right? Like who doesn't, right? So we're all like, if we're all kind of like going for the same goal of, you know, like we want our kids to be taken care of. We want our health to be tended to, right? Like, so, but we all seem to be having like a shouting match over like details. But it's like, if we come together with the common thread between all these messages, then it's just, it will just be so much kinder. God, kindness, right? So simple and so hard sometimes. So if you're an earth person, here I'm going to go through the elements real quickly here. If you're an earth person and you're getting sort of caught up in details and you know you need your safety and you need your structure, get outside, make your lists, by all means, make your lists and organize, but like get outside and move your body and like really, what is security? What is safety to you? Is it about having more stuff? Or is it about the connection with your friends and stuff that gives you that feeling of security? Fire people, right? Are you getting so full of anger and so full of frustration that you're seeing red all the time, right? Are you overindulging with all things? Do you have no boundaries, right? Like that's, so what do you need to do, right? Like move your body, dance, like, set some clear boundaries about like what's, I guess that's a little bit more water, but anyway, I'm gonna like sometimes like fire oozes out all over the place, right? Like it's just like, because the fire energy is like so full of passion, but sometimes the passion unchecked can be like just too much, right? So maybe rein it in, but get the chi moving in your body, get that, and direct your passion. Like what is it that you want to be focused on? Dance, right? Like just so sort of like find ways of like moving the energy in your body. Air people. If are you just two in your head and like just filled with anxiety and like unable to focus, right? Like that's sort of air off balance, right? Like so make sure you have people to talk to during these changes. Make sure maybe you can journal. But just find ways of calming down the brain, which affects your nervous system, right? So deep breathing can really be helpful. But getting the words out, getting the thoughts out can be just really helpful. Finding things to focus on. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then the last element is water. So are you someone that is just so filled with fear, that is just so like you're eating your fear, right? You're eating the worry. Like it's like you're just like you don't know how to comfort yourself because it's just too overwhelming. So cry, like, the emotions are supposed to be felt, and then they're supposed to move through them, and then we move on, right? So it's a wave, right? Like if there's a lot of energy that is coming in and you're just feeling like all this fear and all this nervousness, and like you're picking up on everybody's feelings, right? Like because the collective just is a little unsettled right now, then find some quiet time, find some space to actually feel. Go again, nature is just amazing. So I'm going to say that one over and over again. Like get near the water and just kind of like send your blessings out onto the water so that so that Mother Earth can help support and help you to move through the energies that are just building up inside. And find your safe people to just kind of who you can feel vulnerable with, but will support you and not think you're crazy, right? Like it's like the water is the one element and the one thing of the human condition that we so judge our emotions, but our emotions are the things that make us human. They are the reason why we are here. Again, going back to being in the physical form, that it's a blessing to feel. It's a blessing to have. We are lucky to be able to feel so much love and to feel compassion and to feel kindness and to feel just like the beauty of all things, right? It's a gift. So don't put yourself down for feeling so much. Just learn how to set your boundaries. Like your energetic boundaries, like when you're talking to people, when you're with your family, these holidays, right? And it just gets a little overwhelming. Take a breath. Take some time, like just kind of go out for a walk and recalibrate yourself so that you can enjoy the beauty and the love of the people in your life. So I hope that's helpful. It's a lot. Next year's going to be this. We're in the thick of it. I'll just say that again. We're in the thick of it, but it doesn't have to be all bad. It doesn't have to be like doom and gloom, right? Like what are you focusing on? Still notice the flowers, still notice the beauty. There's a lot of amazing things in this world. And like how can you empower yourself? How can you feel power filled in order to like be there for others, to be there for yourself, to help the healing of your body, to help the energy move, right? So that we don't get stuck in a rut and just feel contracted. How can you feel peace and calm and openness and filled with love? Like that's to me the goal. Like what is it that gets you to that? And then how can you increase it? Anyway, I hope this is helpful. 2026 there's a lot coming. So get your ducks in a row now, get your tools, find some things that are really helpful, meditation, right? All the things, yoga, all the things that we talk about all the time, they actually work. Weightlifting, move your body, move your muscles, just get off the couch because sitting on the couch is just stuck energy. So sit on the couch a little bit, have your quiet time, but then make sure you get up and you move that energy. So happy holidays to you. Just have loads of fun, and I hope you find some peace and calm in the midst of the crazy. Take care. Bye-bye.